Hey YouTube, it's Bella. Hope you're having a beautiful, blessed day, and I am here. As you can see, there's a lot of changes in surrounding, changes in my hair, nails that seriously need to be done. A lot of changes. Basically the reason why I have not been making videos is shortly after I made the last one, I went through a terrible trauma, and I will get into that someday, speaking about it in video. However, for now, I'm gonna just not talk about it. I'm not exactly ready to. So yes, one day the truth will all come out, and a lot of people will be very unhappy. It does have somewhat to do with the Sick Manipulator series. He definitely plays a part in this situation, him and his family members, and a lot of other people involved too. So yes. So let's get started on this story. I just wanted to do something a little bit like left field and out of my usual realm of stuff. So I'm going to tell you guys a story. When I was about 19 and a half, I would say 20, I was studying psychology and working with kids, and I went to go buy a mattress after school Sunday. It was in the city, and I went there and I went to go look at the mattresses, and right away I was approached by a mattress salesman who was not exactly physically my type. I'm not trying to be picky or insulting, but he really wasn't. But he was very talkative, very outgoing. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, instead of talking about the mattress, he was asking me, what do you do for a living? What's your name? How old are you? And of course, started with the line that most men usually do start with, wow, it's finally nice to meet a woman that I could be eye level with, and we were the same height. So I was like, yes. So we started talking. I really liked, he's like a cool guy. I like his personality, whatever. And he starts asking me a question about my job. I start telling him about the kids I work with. He tells me he works with handicapped kids as well. And we started to chat. Came time to close the deal. I picked the mattress, and he writes on the business card his cell number. He's like, please keep in touch. I want you to be a part of my world with the handicapped children. I know you work with kids, I work with kids, so we could totally talk. I like you, the whole 9 yards. Now, being the person that I am today, not 19 years old anymore, I would be more cautious in who I give the number to. I would be more selective in who I give the number to. Not judgmental, but just more cautious, more selective, knowing more what I want. Let me give you a little background story of teenage Bella. When I was about 18, 19 years old, this was around the time I was diagnosed with spinal issues. This was the beginning of the end for me when it came to the spine. I wasn't officially diagnosed yet with the back problems at this point with the arthritis, but I started to have symptoms at that point. And then it got diagnosed later on. I was in a lot of pain physically, emotionally. It was devastating when I got this symptoms. I started to spin out of control. I wanted to take my mind off this back problem, and I wanted to keep my mind busy. And what I did was I just, honestly, guys would give me the number. I didn't care if they were tall, short, fat, skinny, old, young, black, white. I just wanted someone to talk to. I wanted someone to give me attention, someone out there to take my mind off this pain I was feeling, what I was going through. I would take anyone's number, and I would chat with them on the phone. This mean anything had happened. I didn't get a lot of compliments when I was young, and I struggled with low self-esteem, and I definitely didn't grow up with any strong female role models in my home, in my extended or immediate family, and so I did not know exactly how to pick and choose, as you know, I do now. I learned later in life, like you see women on TV picking and choosing and things like that. So I took the numbers from anyone. I would be all happy. Oh, I got a phone number. I got a phone number. So I took the number. When I came back the next week to finalize the deal, that is when someone said something that opened my eyes forever. And I had to learn it the hard way. roommate problems. Just kidding. What had happened was, I come back the following week, and this African American manager of the guy who gave me the number, we're gonna call him T because his name started with a T, and I'm about to spill some tea, came up to me and he was like, almost like he was awaiting my arrival because I knew when I had to like put the rest of the money down. And he said to me, I gotta be very upfront with you. T wasn't there that day. I asked, oh, where is he? And he's like, T was not here. He goes, did T give you a number? And I said, yeah. I said, yeah, he did. If I was the woman I was now, I would be like, what's it to you, honestly? Secure myself. I wasn't. I just kind of went with the flow. Was kind of new to all this. And he's like, let me tell you a story. T seems like a nice guy. I know him from work, but I don't know him personally. He goes, let me tell you a story about my sister. My sister was like you, look older than her age, developed, tall. And my sister met a guy one time and gave him a phone number. He gave her a phone number. They met up. He kidnapped my sister. He made it tell me. And he said that he kidnapped his sister and kept her in a shed and repeatedly raped and beat the sister. And then one day she escaped and she got to safety and survived and was able to live to tell the tale, which is a blessing from God that this girl is okay. Like that she got to live, have a second chance at life. So, he wasn't saying that he wasn't a good person, but he was like, you need to be cautious who you give your number to. You can't give the number so freely. T's telling everybody that he got your number so freely in the place, and you need to be cautious. I'm not saying T's a bad person, but you don't want to go down that route giving just anybody your phone number. When he told me that, it was almost like a warning. No one ever told me that in my life. You know, they just told me whatever, get the phone numbers. I remember being like, even younger than that, getting numbers from like full-grown men and chatting on the phone, but nothing ever happened. So I didn't think there was anything wrong. But when he put that perspective in my mind, I was like, wow, this could have been something very wrong. I'm not saying don't give your numbers to anyone, but get to know the person first before just giving your number to a random stranger. And that was back then. Imagine the world we live in now. This was a while ago. I haven't been 19 for a while. I don't disclose my real age on here because it's no one's business, but as those of you who know me, as you can physically tell, I haven't been 19 for quite a while. So this is a different world we live in now. It's a much more screwed up world. And yeah, that's why I'm making this video, to warn others about this matter. Just be more cautious, be selective. In case no one ever told you, be safe. I never had any female role model to tell me to be safe, not to give them to anybody, to value myself. It's important because when you don't grow up with a strong female role model, you will end up doing things like this and a whole bunch of other stuff that I did. And I'm not saying that they were evil people, they were bad people, they were what they were. You know, they were, I am what I am. I'm not perfect. So yes, just be cautious. You do have a right to be like, let me get to know you more and stuff like that before giving a number. I'm cautious with who I associate with now. Definitely. I made more mistakes after that, I'm not gonna lie. But there's people just the other day, like the sick manipulator I made videos of, I was hitting myself going, I can't believe I even spoke to this sick manipulator. Apparently, you know, you can't even go up to a person and be like, oh, you look like Opie Winston, because it caused a hell of problems. I got problems with him, I got problems with his family, I got problems with, you know, my own self, it caused problems in my relationships, so, yeah. That's the story, and it could have went very different. Just be cautious. Nothing ever happened with this person. We chatted on the phone a few times, that was it. And we just went our own way, honestly. I got the mattress. The mattress lasted me quite a while. I actually recently replaced it. So yeah, so this is my new filming space. This is my new space, basically. It's just a thing that happened where I ended up in this closet. I'll explain everything in other videos someday, but yeah, I ended up basically like staying in this closet. So, yeah. Okay, so I did my hair. and did a little bit of self-care, self-love after a lot of crying and stuff like that from a recent turmoil I went through. Be cautious, guys, and stay safe, stay loved. If no one ever told you today, if your mom or your grandma or your loved one ever told you today, you're beautiful, you're worthy, you're validated, you're a child of God, and God is the potter that makes all the cracks filled and whole, and you someday will be whole. Something I have to tell myself every day, that someday I will be whole. Okay, so stay blessed. I just wanted to show you right here. It's still black on top, but the bottoms like this. I gotta do laundry. All my stuff is like scattered all over the place in the other room. So yeah, this is like my living space for now. This closet. Welcome to my world.